Check 1, 2. YouTube was founded in 2005 by 3 former PayPal employees, Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jawed Karim. The idea was to create a platform where people could easily upload and share their videos online. The first video ever uploaded was called Me at the Zoo. It was posted by co-founder Jawed Karim on April 23, 2005. It lasts just 18 seconds and features Karim at the San Diego Zoo talking about elephants.
Alright, so here we are, one of the elephants. Cool thing about these guys is that they have really long fronts, and that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
YouTube began to gain popularity because it was so easy to use. By 2006, millions of videos were being uploaded, mostly home videos of kids biting their brother's finger or clips of cats playing the piano. In November of 2006, Google purchased YouTube for $1.65 billion in stock. From its inception, YouTube had a terms of service and community guidelines to prevent sexually explicit content, graphic violence or gore, hate speech or harassment, and copyright infringement. Originally, videos were limited to 10 minutes. This was to limit piracy, especially of TV shows or movies. YouTube quickly faced issues with unauthorized uploads, so YouTube introduced Content ID in 2007. Content ID is used by copyright holders like music labels, movie studios, or TV networks to identify and manage their copyrighted content on the platform.
As a creator myself, I've accidentally run into these copyright issues now and again. As you can see with my videos here, they're marked copyright. That's because I had used songs made by someone else. I'm not trying to pass off it as my own work, but using it rather as a beat to practice making edits to. However, I've also had places where I used too much footage from a film or an opening sequence, and that was immediately flagged and taken down by YouTube.
YouTube gave birth to a new kind of celebrity, the YouTuber. Ordinary people gained massive following by simply sharing videos from their bedrooms.
Hello there, friends, and welcome to my tutorial on how to trick people into thinking you're really good looking. If you were born really ugly like me, have no fear.
This changed not only media, but also the way we think about fame, influence, and storytelling. In the beginning, there was no monetization or advertising. The YouTube Partner Program launched in May of 2007, allowing approved creators to earn revenue from ads on their videos. By 2009, just 4 years after its launch, YouTube was receiving over 1 billion views per day.
By 2010, YouTube was huge. In fact, the most watched video, Bed Intruder, with 2.3 million views. Frankly, the video is about a peeping Tom who tried to, trigger warning, rape a woman. But it got turned into a meme because of what a man by the name of Antoine Dodson said on live news, who was the victim's brother.
Well, obviously we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them, so y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they're raping everybody out here.
Although this video was discussing rape and assault in a live news media broadcast, it was never banned on YouTube or censored in any way. Maybe because it went viral, it makes you question how much money was made following this serious video getting turned into a globally recognized meme, let alone a catchy song.
Well, obviously we have a knife in the kitchen. He's climbing in your windows, chopping your people up, so you better hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husbands, because he's slicing everybody out there.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife.
Hide your kids, hide your wives, and hide your husbands, because he's raping everybody out here.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they're raping everybody out here.
However, looking at videos today, and according to some folks on Reddit and YouTubers, serious and personal videos of victims of rape talking about their experience or historical devastations in history, war, and political unrest, the algorithm makes it so that less people can view these kinds of videos. In certain words, may be censored if they are said earlier than they are allowed to be said. Strange enough, in 2015, YouTube became a subsidiary of Alphabet Inc., which is a multinational technology conglomerate that serves as a holding company with several subsidiaries and is the largest tech company by revenue after Amazon and Apple. Studies have shown that YouTube's community guidelines, censorship tendencies, and advertiser-friendly content dramatically changed following this, and their use of AI to detect content that violated its policies increased, but this reflected both good censorship and bad censorship. For example, in 2020, there were growing concerns about misinformation being spread about the coronavirus.
YouTube, it's expanding its crackdown on COVID misinformation. The company reports it's now banning all anti-vax videos. YouTube already had a policy against COVID vaccine misinformation, but the new ban includes any content that falsely claims approved vaccines of any kind are dangerous or ineffective. YouTube says it also removed the accounts of several prominent anti-vax activists, including Robert F. Kennedy Jr. We've reached out to Mr. Kennedy for comment. So far, no response. YouTube reports it's also taking down all videos that relate or violate those rules.
YouTube was failing to properly censor scientifically false information. It has also been notorious for censoring important history, especially about past and current wars. YouTube also hounded in on censoring certain words, and the list goes on with what you can and can't say on YouTube, or let alone when you're allowed to say it. Nowadays, viral videos, big global news stories, memes, and rich influencer videos dominate the space on mainstream YouTube, while real journalism, personal stories, and videos that YouTube believes won't generate revenue are shadow banned from mainstream YouTube homepages. A censorship technique that YouTube utilizes today is shadow banning people, rather than directly censoring content, making it harder for YouTubers to get views and recognition for their content, nonetheless making it harder for people to see YouTubers' new content when they look up their profiles. Currently, most of the YouTube videos we see are promoted content, which tells us about the kind of videos the algorithm wants us to see, rather than the real stories, concerns, confusions, or state of the world. If we want to see promoted content, we have to do our own research, yet then, it can still be hard to find due to government censorship and shadow banning via changing algorithm patterns. I want to talk briefly about the difference between government censorship, demonetization, and the algorithms. So, government censorship is when the government restricts certain content to maintain political order. They do this by blocking websites, removing certain posts or articles, and arresting people who share banned content. An example of government censorship on YouTube was the 2020 U.S. Capitol storming, and real-time videos documenting it, and from personal stories of people who were there and affected by this. If you look it up, a lot of what you will find is newscast stories, not personal stories. The most interesting part of it all is that the root of the Capitol storming was censorship itself, and Trump supporters thinking the election was stolen. This was a positive feedback loop of censorship all around us. Content censored by the government on YouTube is anything related to nudity, violence, or hate speech. As for demonetization and algorithms, demonetization refers to platforms like YouTube removing the ability for content creators to earn money because of their content being deemed inappropriate, controversial, or duplication of someone else's content. Algorithms, on the other hand, are computer codes that organize what kind of content gets seen, and they can influence what kinds of videos go viral, YouTuber visibility, and engagement with individual user content. All three of these forms of censorship work hand in hand with censoring what we see on YouTube, and most of this censoring we don't even realize is happening because in this day and age, so much content and speech is censored. It can be good and it can be bad, but all in all, censorship is all around us, and a website that used to essentially be a free-for-all space for everyone is now, in many ways, pretty restrictive with what you can and can't see, as well as what you broadcast to the world.